What is up, guys? It is only #1 here. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am back once again with a Who Would Win discussion. And I have a very special guest with me today, ladies and gentlemen. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hey guys, Dark Sonic here.
It's nice to have you on Who Would Win today, Dark Sonic. How are you?
I'm grand.
Very grand indeed. Okay. So today, ladies and gentlemen, Captain America is making another return. I know what you're thinking, but you already lost the Master Chief. Why is he coming back? 'Cause I can. So, who have you got to pin up against Captain America today, Dark Sonic?
I have the one, the only, the spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man.
From Queens, New York.
Yeah. Alright. Good. Okay, Dark Sonic. Could you please tell us the origins of Mr. Spider-Man?
I can do. Alright. Origin. Peter Parker is a teenager science prodigy who lives in Queens, New York City. He is bitten by a generic spider and has amazing powers, includes enhanced strength, agility, and reflexes. When an armed thief, whom Peter had a chance to stop earlier, but did not kills his uncle Ben. He feels guilty and his life to fighting crime as a costume vigilante Spider-Man. Peter tries to balance school, a job, a girlfriend, his family life with his widowed Aunt May and his actives as Spider-Man.
Alright, well thank you for that.
Yeah, I kind of messed up a bit.
That's alright. It's your first time doing this on my channel, so I'm understanding. Well then, I'll briefly go over the origins of Captain America, as I've always explained it before, but basically, born to two people who were part of the World War, Stephen Rogers wanted to join the army, but he was too physically weak and not opposing enough. But one day, a scientist offered Steve Rogers a chance to become what he wanted, a soldier. But he would have to go into an experimental super soldier program. He was the first ever successful super soldier, and thanks to the super soldier serum, Stephen Rogers got enhanced strength, speed, and abilities far beyond that of a normal human. He would then go on to fight in World War II and prevent Hydra from taking over the world. He would be known throughout the world as Captain America, the first Avenger. He would then get frozen for 40 to 60 years after plunging a ship he was in with Red Skull to stop the Tesseract. When originally in the comics he was just frozen in time from a weird machine. Kind of a weird thing that they went for the Avatar version instead. Anywho, after being unfrozen, Captain America joined S.H.I.E.L.D. and entered in the Avengers program, and he became the leader along with Tony Stark of the Avengers, and would forever be known as the best super soldier and protector of truth, justice, and the American way. He is Captain America. Alright, Dark Sonic, are you ready to get down to the brass tacks, if you know what I mean? In other words, are you ready to talk about their superpowers and stuff?
Yes.
Alright, would you like to go first? Now with these guys, we will have strength, speed, martial arts, techniques, and weapons. That's about 5, and that's usually the bare minimum I go with. For some reason I don't like going lower than 5. So could you tell us the best feat of strength Spider-Man has ever done?
Alright, so I'll start. So, Spider-Man has fought or teamed up with other superheroes like Deadpool, the Avengers, the Hulk, and the X-Men. But his greatest feat was avenging his Uncle Ben's death, because with great power comes great responsibility.
That's not really what I meant by best feat of strength.
Oh, I thought we were doing feats first.
What?
I thought we were doing feats first.
Yeah, feat of strength. What's the best thing Spider-Man's ever done with his super strength?
Oh, alright. So, Spider-Man is not strong, but with the Black Suit, he is mostly stronger than the Hulk, and basically Galactus combined.
I wouldn't say Venom suit's that strong, but I see where you're going with. Well, right then. Guess I'll have to say what Captain America's is, I suppose. According to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV series, Captain America once pushed this, like, digger truck, these things that, don't know what they're called, but they're like digger machines that will scoop up giant pieces of dirt. Apparently he managed to push that thing around what looked about 100 meters in less than 5 seconds. That is ridiculous.
That is legit ridiculous.
I don't know if that's better than the feat that he did on Captain America Civil War, where he literally stopped a helicopter from taking off just by holding the bar end at the bottom with a rail around the heliport. He stopped a helicopter from taking off.
That was actually probably my favorite part of the film.
So I don't know which one's better, the fact that he can push a heavy machine for a very long distance in a short time, or the fact that he can stop a machine that literally takes off using air thrust to get to flying. I don't know which one's better, so I'll just have to say both, really.
Yeah, he's a big hot.
Alright, okay, now speed. Could you tell us the greatest feat Spider-Man's ever done with his speed? Or how fast he is?
So, Spider-Man can run about 2/miles per hour, but not as fast as Quicksilver or the Flash, but he is fast.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the average car does about 150 miles per hour, and I've been told Spider-Man's faster than that.
Well, he is kind of actually a bit faster.
Rightio then. Well, there's not many great feats of speed Captain America's ever done, but also calling back to the films, which I'll probably be doing for the most part, because sadly I don't read many of the Marvel comics. But anyway, during Captain America Civil War, the movie, Captain America dropped down into a busy underground road thing. I don't know what the hell it would be called, but he managed to outrun loads of the cars that were driving by. And there were even black cars chasing Bucky Barnes at full speed, and Captain America was still faster than them.
That was actually very fast.
I mean, seriously, he's wearing, I don't know how heavy the suit he wears is, but he's also carrying a shield, a probably slightly heavy suit, and he's out running a freaking car.
I've heard that shield is pretty, very heavy.
It can be to some people. To others, it's actually pretty light. Who knew something so indestructible wouldn't be that heavy? Well then. Now then, I don't know what to move on to, Okay. I suppose we can go on to martial arts. Do you know what martial arts Spider-Man uses?
Mostly it's mostly Batman's kind of martial arts, but it's mostly combined with parkour. So most of the time he'd be using his webs. He'd probably flip over someone and maybe probably stick them to a wall after.
So you're saying he can use a very athletic, yes, very evasive style of fighting?
Yeah, basically.
Alright. Not bad at all. Okay, well, I don't know what martial arts Captain America uses exactly, but there is a quotation from one of the cartoon series. During training in the Avengers Tower, Iron Fist was studying Captain America's fighting style, and he named every single fighting style he was currently using at that point. And the list goes Kung Fu, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and Krav Maga. And then Captain America commented, all of the above. Meaning he knows more than 5 different martial arts.
That does give Captain America a chance of winning, though.
He is an incredible fighter, I will admit that.
Yeah, but I mostly like Batman's fighting styles.
Yeah, Batman's the shit.
Yeah, he is.
Batman. Anywho, moving on. We'll leave techniques to last, so let's talk about the weapons. What weapons does Spider-Man use?
Spidey's web shooters allow him to shoot webs at anyone or anything, but they contain web fluid that is limited, so Spidey can run out of webs at any time. Spider-Man can do over 500 web combinations.
That's a lot of combinations.
Yeah.
It's funny how he can do more combinations than the regular Spider.
Yeah.
Well then, Captain America doesn't really use guns that much. He uses them a couple of times when he needs to, but his most common weapon is his indestructible vibranium shield. Seriously, with or without that shield, he is incredibly good with it. And the shield seems to work almost like a frisbee. No matter what he hits it off, it almost always returns to him. I always wondered to myself, how does that work? That shield defies the laws of physics.
I don't even know how it works, actually.
I mean, it absorbs vibrations, but it can bounce off walls. That almost makes no sense.
It's like Thor's hammer, basically, but without the wonder powers.
I know, but that's the thing. Thor's hammer's magic. Captain America's shield is scientific.
Yeah, it does the same thing as Thor. It just comes back to him.
It's like Howard Stark, who made the shield, infused it with the DNA of a boomerang.
Probably, yeah.
Imagine that. On examining the shield, Tony Stark discovers that there's DNA particles in the shield of boomerangs, which makes no sense when boomerangs aren't even living.
Yeah, they're just basically a piece of plastic that can just fly around.
Yep. Confusing. But anyway, moving on. So, can you tell us the techniques of Spider-Man? What techniques and fighting and special moves does Spider-Man use?
Spider-Man doesn't really have any special moves, but with the black suit he can summon tentacles out of his back that could basically rip anything in half. And he can throw cars as well, which gives him an advantage of like crushing any enemy.
I don't know what's stronger, Spider-Man or the webs?
Yeah, he does have the webs though, which could like he can pull, he can swing enemies around, and basically just do anything with them.
Yep. Funny thing is, Captain America doesn't have many techniques himself. His most common one is that he'll throw a shield at his enemy almost any way he can, and then either beat them up or just knock them out. He does do well in one-on-one confrontations with opponents, but he prefers to knock out people who don't need a great beating. Oh, and I just realized.
He does have good fighting style though.
True. Oh, and I just realized there's one more. Superpowers. What superpowers these guys have?
Well, Spider-Man has Spidey sense, that alerts Peter if something bad is gonna happen, like a sneak attack, someone about to get run over by a car, or the milk went bad.
I wish I could have that Spidey sense.
Yeah, I wish I had Spidey sense too.
Doesn't he have more?
Well, he does have his strength and his speed have increased, mostly more than a human. So he's like Captain America, but he's not as powerful as him. But in Civil War, Spider-Man someone dropped on him and he lifted it with like full force. But he was still struggling, so he's not that strong.
Well, then again, Civil War Spider-Man is like Spider-Man starting all over again.
Yeah, but they're gonna leave out the whole Uncle Ben death thing.
But if we were to use like examples from Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man, we'd be able to see no other feats of strength he's done. I like how we're both using the movie versions of our characters.
Yeah. Since in the Amazing Spider-Man films, he actually made the web shoes, but he still had his abilities by a spider. But in the whole Homecoming movie, it was just all made by Tony Stark.
Well, except for the webs, Spider-Man manufactured them himself.
Yeah.
How funny, on the budget of a student, he managed to make synthetic spider web silk.
True.
Well then, Captain America has enhanced strength, enhanced speed, and enhanced sight somewhat. He has enhanced reflexes, enhanced agility, and enhanced durability. He can take a motherfucking beating.
Yeah, he could take like about 5 cars to run over him.
I mean, he took a rocket backhand to his face from Iron Man, and he still didn't go down.
Yeah, he's just still standing.
He's like, I can do this all day.
He's like that you can't even, that one bottle that you can't even knock over.
Yeah, he's like it's like those special I don't know what they're called, but they're like those special cups that these people made. If you, as soon as you stick them firmly onto a surface, no matter what, you cannot knock them over.
Yeah.
I don't know what the special name of it is, but it's like it's like one of those small container things you keep for liquids and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder to myself, how the hell did they do that? It's not even glue that sticks it to the surface. It's like suction.
It's like something sticky inside it or something.
It's like having glue that can come off.
Basically super glue.
Well then, now that we got them out of the way, I think it's time we compared these two, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, we're back to strength. We need to discuss who's stronger.
Basically,
So let's see, we have a guy who can stop a helicopter from flying off and push a heavy truck away, and we have another guy that stopped one of those things that people walk across to get to an airplane from falling to the ground, and with his bare, like, it fell on him and he still and it didn't crush him. He just held it there for, I don't know how long he held it for, but he probably let it drop anyway, because after that happened, he helped Iron Man and that to stop Ant-Man. And those things aren't light. Those things that people walk through are really freaking heavy. Sorry about that, guys. Bit of a technical difficulty, but we got it sorted now. So
we are back.
Yeah. So basically what I was saying, we got a guy who can stop a helicopter taking off, and we got a guy who can stop the carriage thing that lets people walk across to get to an aeroplane. And those things are not light. Those things are made of metal and are heavy. So, and also, even before that, Spider-Man stopped a 3,000-pound car.
Yep.
Going at 60 miles per hour within like a couple of seconds. It didn't even crash into the bus. It literally stopped in just inches before Spider-Man touched the bus. That sounds goddamn near impossible.
That is actually very impossible.
I mean, I've seen people hit a car so hard that they stop, but I've never seen someone like catch it just before they're inches away from hitting something else. So, what do you reckon?
I think Spider-Man could win because he was in the Avengers for a wee while, but then, because in the comics he was an Avenger for a tiny while, but then he came back as a full-fledged member of the Avengers.
That's also very true. You know what? Yeah. I think the winner is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is definitely the strongest.
Yeah, because he nearly did defeat Captain America in Civil War. He nearly did defeat him, but
Captain America was just a little bit smarter. I mean, well, I don't know what I mean by smarter, but he was just, I guess, one step ahead.
Yeah.
Alright then, so the strength goes to Spider-Man. Now we need to see who's faster. Now we need to see who's faster.
I would think Captain America would be, actually. Since Spider-Man's not really that fast.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, in running speed, maybe not, but in reaction time, his reaction speed is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man's fast at reacting, but not fast at running.
Yeah. Basically.
So who really wins?
I think Captain America would.
That is true. Captain America has an impressive reaction speed himself.
Yeah, he did. He did defeat Iron Man.
That is very true. And it's no short feat to defeat a guy wearing a freaking suit of titanium.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Captain America does win in speed, but I think we can safely say Spider-Man reaction speed is way faster.
Yeah.
Seriously, that Spidey sense helps him with everything.
Yeah, like something, like if he forgets to like properly get the newspaper or something, he just Spidey sense comes in the attack and.
Even shows in Civil War, like Bucky Barnes throws a weird piece of metal at Spider-Man. He's like, oh god, instantly dodged it, grabbed it, and threw it back.
He even stopped the Winter Soldier's hand. Like he just.
And you know what his hand was made of in the movie?
What?
Prototype vibranium.
Jesus.
He stopped a mechanical arm made of prototype vibranium, and he made it look like it was nothing. He was just casually moving his hand away.
Yeah, like Spider-Man could really stop anything.
I know.
Except for Gwen Stacy's neck.
Oh, you did not just bring that up.
I just did.
Oh, snap, like Fergie said.
I just thought like, because I did like Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man films, but of course she might be in Homecoming.
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, technically, it's another Spider-Man. Seriously, he's been redone more times than Iron Man has. No, not even that. He's almost been done more times than the X-Men. That's a lot of redoing for one character.
Yep.
Alright then, where were we? Oh yeah, now on to the martial arts. Who is the better fighter?
I would say Spider-Man, since he has fought like many other superheroes in the Marvel universe. Which goes for Deadpool.
Yep, and Deadpool may be an idiot, but he's a good fighter.
Yeah, Deadpool is a good fighter though.
And actually, funny thing, according to the comics, Spider-Man was able to keep up with fighters such as Iron Fist and Captain America thanks to the Spidey sense.
Yeah.
So if he can do it in the comics, why can't he do it now?
I don't know.
So
they want to make everything fair. They want to make everything fair.
So Spider-Man's the better fighter?
Yeah.
Alright then. Okay, so oh yeah. Now we're on to weapons. Who uses the weapons better? Or who has the better weapon?
Well, Spider-Man does have web shooters, which gives him an advantage for nearly everything.
True,
Like
they're like multi-purpose. Need a seed made of webs? No problem. Need to catch someone from falling? Seriously, those webs can be used for everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like stopping a crane.
And sure, while Captain America's shield's indestructible, some people theorize that if you make like a bridge made out of pure spider webs, not even a nuclear blast could knock it over.
Yeah, it just stands there.
It's just like, did someone make a giant fart?
It's basically that one glass that you can't even break.
I always get confused which is better, bulletproof glass or just like tempered glass.
I don't know, bulletproof glass.
Not true. If something just made out of sand and fire can stop a bloody bullet, it's gotta be strong.
Yeah, and the Spider-Man web shooters do have the intention of exploding.
And there actually are special kinds of glass that can stop diamonds from cutting through it. A glass that stops a diamond drill from going through it.
Yes.
That doesn't sound even possible.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Captain America would win for weapons.
Okay, in terms of usage, Spider-Man definitely wins, but in terms of who has the better weapon, maybe Cap? It's hard to say. So we got a guy who can make webs that have an incredible tensile strength, and we got a guy who has a shield that's almost unbreakable.
Yeah, it's just very unbreakable.
So it can stop lasers, almost can't be broken, and can be basically the world's best boomerang.
Yeah, world's best boomerang.
But then we got a guy who can use the webs to.
Suicide Squad Captain Boomerang approved.
Funny. And then we got a guy who can make webs that can get him to anywhere he needs, in case people.
Yeah.
Hell, I can't speak English. I wouldn't even doubt that he can make a flippin' workable car out of those webs.
Yeah, Spider-Man, like, back in the comics, used to make anything out of webs. Like, he can make parachutes, he can make, like, backpacks.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He made a web backpack to hide his costume in.
He even stopped himself from bleeding to death in the Death of Spider-Man by just webbing his bullet hole.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, does Spider-Man win with weapons?
I think Spider-Man would win.
Well, there you go, guys. Cap's shield may be near indestructible, but Spider-Man's webs are just more useful.
Yeah. Like, what can you really do with a shield? Just like, but with like web shooters, you can basically do anything with them.
That's very true. Okay, now, now onto techniques. Well, they both don't really have a technique much that we can, or any special moves that we can exploit. The only technique they really have is to do with their fighting and their powers.
Yeah.
And we already said Spider-Man's stronger and a better fighter, so I guess it goes to Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
Alright, now to superpowers. Who has the best and has more superpowers?
I think Captain America would probably have more superpowers than Spider-Man, since he is a super soldier, like. But Spider-Man just gets powers from a radioactive spider.
Okay, so we got. Okay, but let's listen to the words. Captain America has enhanced strength, while Spider-Man has super strength. Captain America has enhanced speed, and Spider-Man has technically somewhat super speed, some people say. Then we got a guy with enhanced reflexes, and, well, Spider-Man has the same.
But Spider-Man can jump higher.
That is also true. Spider-Man also has better senses, as he literally has a warning signal for his brain.
Yeah.
While Captain America literally has to rely on his own instinct and sight. And also one thing we keep forgetting to say, he can climb walls.
Yeah, so he can basically just like climb up walls to like dodge any attack.
So we have a guy who's stuck to the ground against a guy who can literally hang upside down by his feet.
That is cool actually. I want to do that in real life.
Well, I think it speaks for itself. I think Spider-Man has the better superpowers.
Yeah.
So with the score 5-1 in over 6 different variations, the winner is Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man basically can just defeat anyone.
He can even, apparently his webs are strong enough to restrain the Hulk. The fucking Hulk.
Yeah, but there's one thing Spider-Man can't really do. Pay for Gwen Stacy's hospital bill.
Oh, snap.
I'm on fire.
Oh, damn. But hey, at least he's the first superhero to break a back, while Batman got his own back broken by Bane. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, snap.
Bam.
Alright. So, there we go. That's the end of the Who Would Win. Who wins between Captain America and the Amazing Spider-Man? The answer is Spider-Man.
Captain Stars and Stripes can't even beat Spider-Man.
Captain America may not wear what looks almost like spandex, but he can't stand up. I can't speak English. But I guess today the man was beaten by the spider. So, well, there we go, guys. That's the end of the discussion.
Yep, that is the end.
Thank you for joining me today, Darth Sonic.
No problem. That's all, folks.
Wow. Alright, guys. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like, you leave a comment, you subscribe to join the Hedgehog/Nation today. Also, I will leave a link down below or in the video to go to Darth Sonic's channel and check him out.
Yep. I make the cringiest videos on the planet.
Well, okay then. And also, this video is to celebrate hitting over 170,000 views.
Woo!
Frick yeah. YouTube for life.
Yep.
So yeah. Make sure you join us next time on Who Would Win and whatever that may be. And thank you for waiting for the season 2 premiere of Who Would Win.
Season 2.
Yeah. This is episode 1 of season 2. So yeah. I will leave a link down below to Darth Sonic so you can check him out. Would you like to say goodbye?
Yep. Bye, guys.
See you guys in the next video. Stay awesome. And as always, I'll Dragon Fist. Hiya!